time to get geeked up.
But the big one that I watched, and like I was saying, was Class Action Park. The story of Action Park. Now, I've heard about Action Park before. You and I have talked about Action Park before.
I guess I'm a little jealous that Devin watched the documentary, however. Devin's a little jealous that I got to experience the real thing, so...
Well, we talked about it, I think, when that shitty Johnny Knoxville movie came out.
Okay, yes, that's right.
The Bird Box guys made a Action Park movie.
Okay, I forgot about that because I was thinking today that we had been taught, like, this has been a story for so long. I was like, man, this has been the longest coming documentary because there's been talk about this eventual Action Park thing. But I think you're right. It did, like, that Knoxville movie as well was even before that. So we're talking, like, it has been 5 years since that project, I'd say.
For sure. But the documentary is great. There's, like, some celebrities on there, like Chris Cathard is
like hilarious Jersey locals talking about their experience.
For sure. People talking about just, like, how terrified, like, the one guy's talking about how, like, his parents wouldn't take him to Action Park, but, like, his neighbor's dad was taking his friends to Action Park, so, like, his parents needed to go, and they were just telling him, like, dude, when you're there, just, like, be careful.
Yeah. Honestly, I think that's pretty close to my scenario. I'm like, my mom never took us to Action Park, but I went with friends' moms. You know what I mean? And like birthday parties or whatnot. Yeah, exactly. But if you're not familiar in general, Action Park and now this Class Action Park HBO Max documentary was this water park in Jersey that I was kind of on the cusp of, because if you're like years younger than me, 37 now, it got shut down like mid my childhood, you know what I mean? Like due to lawsuits and all that. But it really was
lawsuits, multiple deaths.
Yeah, man, it really was totally wild, and like I still like traumatic / like moments of excitement that are etched in my brain still to this day. But like I've talked about it before whenever this comes up, and it made the trailer the clip, which was a real great moment for me. But I've talked about it before. One of the standing memories was their like mock cliff jump thing that they had set up, where it was this like 30-foot cliff that you could just jump off of into a water pool, but there was no line or any organization. So it would be like packed with fucking 20,000 assholes from Jersey just hopping off of this fucking rock, and then you get to the bottom and they'd be swimming around like there was nobody blowing a whistle to move you along, nobody lining you up to jump off. It was just a total free fall, and it was like throwing rocks in the air where you would jump in and just hope some idiot from Bergenfield didn't break your neck on the way down. You know, it was fucking total mayhem.
I think they definitely show that in the documentary. I think too that same cliff jump, isn't there like you can also go out like a little slide that would just shoot you out? So there's like two ways you can go flying off this cliff. They also showed. I'll ask you a couple things. Did you ever go on they said the rope swing was one of the most traumatic ones because like there was a line because you would just do this giant like
I see.
On this rope swing. And if you, like, biffed or something, that, like, the whole line would be like, you fucking pussy!
Nice.
And like,
get heckled along for...
Like
I said, dude, I probably didn't go there over the age of, like... fucking 12 or something like that. So I was not old enough to, like, a lot of the rides were super intimidating and scary for a kid in general, and this place did have the reputation of, like, crazy shit, you know what I mean? Like, there was known as an unsafe, hilarious place.
So you didn't go down did you go down the water slide with the big loop that people were, like,
I remember that one, but that was one of those, right, definitely. If I was an idiot 16-year-old from Jersey, would have definitely been there. However, as a 10-year-old or an 11-year-old, never made the big loop water slide. However, I did do the one.
Insane.
Yeah, man, that thing I still remember. Just like, dude, how can these people fucking, like, has science approved this? Like, are we sure this is possible? Like, I hadn't gone to physics school class yet.
It's not.
I know, right? And every day you'd learn that it was. But I remember one that was just like the super highest slide that I could do, and it was like just this on top of this hill. It felt like it was fucking 10 stories high. You know what I mean? As a little kid, just like insanely high, but also so really, really narrow. It was just like the length of like a normal childhood slide. It just happened to be like 100 fucking feet high. So you felt like you would go. There was nothing stopping you from just going off the edge at any given minute. So you know what I mean? It's like as you were flying down, you're just terrified that you're not fucking going off at the end. So as I went into, though, finally, this one is a little bit more organized than the rock jump. As you land into the little wading pool, okay, to then like slow you down so that you can exit in a safe fashion. As I go to exit, I realize I have a strange feeling that something's amiss. As I go to exit, right? And I realized that when I hit, like the velocity of me hitting, going down the slide head first, when I hit the water, my bathing suit totally shot off. You know what I mean? Yeah. Or like I myself shot out of my bathing suit in the water.
That's what's hilarious about this is, one, you went down head first. There's no way that's legal or safe. Like, that is a feet down, like, arms
Well, I
crossed.
felt like it would be more safe to go head down because you can kind of have a little bit more control over yourself. I think I, like, lobbied for it or something like that because I felt like if you're on your back, it's like, dude, I've got no control of my balance. At least here, I'm like a fucking bobsledder. I guess bobsledders do it head down as well.
Because the thing they said on the documentary is that everyone who went down the normal way felt like they were getting an enema. Like water was shooting up their ass.
Okay, nice.
So in that case, if you were going down head first, yeah, no fucking doubt your shorts went flying off.
Yes, dude. But then, so I go to leave the pool, and I realize that I don't. And I'm like a 10-year-old kid. Okay, so like you're self-conscious. I realize that I don't. So then I have to go swim around this wading pool where there's 3 of these huge slides that are like you take turns going. So there's like fucking kids coming down at 1,000 miles an hour, and there's like secure like lifeguards blowing the whistle at me. I'm swimming around trying to find my bathing trunks so I don't exit naked in front of fucking all of New Jersey, and like I'm literally getting like dodging like kids coming swarming past. It was fucking but that's like I said, it was like kind of traumatic, but it was a real moment of like it was like my bar mitzvah. I was officially a man after I made it out of the fucking the wading pool of that fucking water slide. But it was epic, dude. It was definitely like nobody was surprised when it got shut down,
No, it doesn't sound like it.
Yeah, and I was super excited that there is now the official documentary bringing it to the public's eye. However, feel cheated that I can't watch because stupid Roku doesn't support HBO Max, or stupid HBO Max doesn't support Roku. Either or.
I will say we didn't have nothing like Action Park. I had like Dutch Wonderland in like Pennsylvania, Delaware area, which is like a really lame thing. But in Naples, in Florida, where I lived, there was this place called Sunsplash, which was like this little water park there that you would go to, and it was pretty dope. But I don't really have a story about that place, but I'm going to tell her story, is she went down one of these water slides, and it was one of those ones where you go down your back, and like some of it's tunnels, some of it's open, and she was flying down her back and literally thought it was over, and like, because it was like sun,
no way.
Up, and fucking cracked her head on like the tunnel and literally just came out like limp.
Just bleeding, tumbled out.
Yeah, it literally came like floating out, and like her friend was like, "Yo, it's my friend," and like the lifeguard I think pulled her out and just had her sit by the thing. I think they were telling her like, "Oh, dude, just take a nap if you're feeling tired."
Now, what did you learn?
Yeah.
No, I remember being in one of those tube ones, being fucking scared as shit that I was gonna get stuck because it felt like it was like, dude, I'm not big enough to fucking go down this thing. Like, this is insane. And there's no control at this place. So there's somebody going behind you, like fucking 2 seconds after you go down, somebody else is going down. So like, I'm really scared as I'm going through. And I just remember when you finally launched out, like the sound of suction was like. And like shot you out like 10 feet into this pool, and it was one of the most exhilarating. Like to this day, I still remember like the feeling of exhilaration when I shot out of that fucking tube and went flying like 20 feet into the pool. But this thing, I'm sure in Florida and other like small town yokel places, they all have these like unlooked after water parks. This was one of those, but like meets Six Flags, where it was like a huge mega.
Yeah.
It was like fucking like what's the big water park in Florida? Like Key Gardens or whatever the fuck.
Yeah,
one of those like huge like mega like water parks, not like a small little carny one that nobody's looking after and this shit goes down. It was like it was like a carny meets Six Flags,
Gotcha.
But,
yeah, I'm usually pretty good about like amusement park rides and like water park rides. I will tell you that like, and you just kind of hit the nail on the head there, but carnival rides, like, go fuck yourself. Like,
okay, yeah, this is like a carnival ride, like an amusement park of carnival rides.
Yeah, that's what it sounds like. Because anything that's been like set up in a day by like the carnies, like it's safe to ride. Like,
by some
no
obvious meth
safety
head
standards.
that's running from demons.
I went to like a state fair with like an ex-girlfriend once, and like the whole family would go, and like I was there with her family, and they're like, "Oh, we all love this ride," and I was like, "All right," like just trying to look cool. And literally, it was just one of those things where it would just like put you upside down, and I was just like, all mantra is gone. I was like, dude, probably only about to cry. I was like, I fucking hate it, dude. And then like for the rest of the night, I was like, I'm not going on any more rides. Like, I'll shoot a fucking squirt gun in that clown's mouth.
Yeah. Can we go to the mock boardwalk? See, I'm so stupid that as much as I know those things are all super dangerous, when I'm standing there and I got my belly full of cotton candy and I got my tokens in my pocket, you can't keep me off of those fucking death traps. I'm the first one to run on to any certain. I've even done that catapult thing, and I would go bungee jumping. Like if I found myself in Costa Rica, I'm definitely jumping off of some shitty cliff with some fucking Rastafarian guy laughing at me when I die. Like there's definitely. You know,
the Rastafarian guy who lives in Costa Rica?
He made it over. He Rob Schneidered his way over.
Yeah. No, dude, fuck that. Like, that slingshot thing or probably bungee jumping I would never do. Skydiving I probably would. But,
yeah, because there's like a Marine strapped to your back. That's pussy shit. I want.
But I would probably bungee jump more than I would do that slingshot thing.
That was honestly, I was practically that fat kid from that like viral video though when I did that thing, dude. That thing was so fucking intense.
Just get held up by your neck.
Well, you just literally have that feeling of free fall. Like you shoot up to the top, and then once you reach the peak, you're just down on terminal velocity for like a fucking 10-second thing until you go shooting back up. And it's honestly like when you know that like if you die, they're just gonna fucking move the tents and like leave town. It's not a safe feeling, but
yeah, fuck that. No way, dude.
Ooh, baby, it's time to get geeked up.